But I did want to get to speaking of, being a man, I did want to get to Clifton Powell. Clifton Powell had some very interesting things to say, and then Imani posted a tweet that kind of contradicted what he said. But basically, he said at his age now, he not fucking with no gay roles. He's not doing it. And he also, outside of the gay stuff, he said that he played a role. I forgot what the role was, and where he was very hard on women and beating women up. And he said he's not doing those anymore either. But wanted to stick to this title because we hear a lot of black men talking about the need for them to put on dresses or act feminine to get in the quote unquote in crowd. So I want to know if is it just a job, right? Or, does it go against some type of level of morality, even though that's not who you are for real, for real. And we got, a nigga that's cutting grass at 3:00 in the afternoon. So, he just dropped out. I'm about to say, I want to ask, but go ahead, Hotep. I want to see how
Yeah,
you felt about that shit.
of course. Like I like there is a level of thespianism that motherfuckers have to apply to when it comes to playing these roles and all of that other shit. And I get that. Me personally, though, I would never, ever, not once, ever play gay for money because that's all you're doing. You're pretending to be gay. You're being gay for pay for real. It's just one step from being like
Okay,
dead
so let
ass.
me ask you a question. Because I'm about to post this video in the jumbo.
Mm-hmm.
So gay as in okay, mannerisms. You're not doing anything. You're not hugging,
Yeah,
kissing. You're
all of
not
the
doing that.
smacking of the lips,
Yeah. Would you
the
do that?
flamboyant. No, hell no, nigga.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I'm a man first, my nigga. I'm sorry that's just that goes against who I am as a man. I don't give a fuck how much money it is on the line. Cause I remember motherfuckers was talking about that on the podcast, and Mark was saying he would wear a dress and shit. Like if he got the Medea bag, like he would wear a dress and all of that. I would never do any of that shit, bro. Like who I am as a man is first of all, it's priceless. It's invaluable. You feel me? Like you can't monetize that. You can't quantify who you are as a man by money. You feel me? That's one. And then two, like when it comes to that shit, you still got to look yourself in the mirror. Now, if you okay with that shit, if you can look yourself in the mirror as a man and be okay that you was acting like a gay man, you feel me, on camera and all of that for money, then that's you. But me, I could never look myself in the mirror again with pride after accepting some money for doing something that I know that wasn't me.
Go ahead, your name.
Yeah. So I wanted to add because you did say it, but he also kind of was like talking a little bit about
You sound a little muffled.
can you hear me? Am I good or no?
We can hear you, but it sounds a little muffled. No,
Still?
you good now.
Okay, sorry. Um, so I think we know Clifton Powell. He's normally like a very like almost kind of like gangster in most of his outside of when he played Pinky in Friday and was Friday After Next or Friday and Friday After Next. Um, so to me, I think when I watched this clip, he was just kind of talking about um it's not homophobic. And he does, like you said, Rashad, emphasize him not even wanting to play like really brutal on women roles either. He essentially just kind of really talks about like his acting style, like in typecasting and all of that stuff. And I think that's a thing, especially when it comes to the way that he acts. Like he's one of those actors that really gets into like the role, like, and you can really feel, when he's in that bag and he just says, it's just not a part of my psyche to tap into or to understand. I think he was saying it even from just like acting as a form of art. He doesn't really have the area in him that he can tap into. I'm just not wired that way was one of the words he used. And so I think it's fair to say, that, everything is not for everybody. And I think this highlights the point that as Black actors, you have every right to pass on roles that just do not fit the brand nor the acting strategy that you have in the industry. I don't think it needs to equate to homophobia because I say I'm a heterosexual man and I don't want to play a gay man. And I think even the thought, even in the back of your mind, not yours, but anyone in the back of anyone's mind saying, well, what's wrong with that? It don't really matter if that's the role that he chooses not to play or do again in his current career.
So I posted a video from a previous role that he had in the Jumbo. I don't even know what this movie is, but he is playing gay in this scene, right? So that was interesting to see. And so I was thinking about what would be the difference now, right? That's what came across my mind. What would be the difference now? You've done it. We still know you as the tough Clifton Powell. Um, I don't get it, especially if
But
you've
if
done it
I but
already.
if I did it one time, well, first off, do we see how young he looks in this?
That nigga 40 in that shit.
No,
Nigga,
he's
at least 30
not.
years. Nigga,
Nigga
30.
40 in
No,
that shit.
that's where it's like when a point like that is made, it just kind of goes in one ear out the other because so what? I don't want to do it no more. And what you gonna do? Like it becomes like so what? Like if I'm saying now I don't want like I've done that. I don't want to go into that no more. I also don't. He's also been a pimp and been aggressive towards women and says he don't want to. That would mean he wouldn't play Pinky no more either. So what's the point? Like why the hype not for you, but what is the point of even Imani posting this to
Yeah,
overemphasize something
especially since
he's
the
he's saying
point.
I don't want to do that no
Right,
more.
yeah, especially
I
since the point you say I don't want to do it anymore.
but
To
I think
bring up
that
something that
that's
I
where
did
the
previously would just speak to my point, nigga. I don't want to do it anymore. Like,
that
Yeah,
I think
I've tried
that's
it.
where
It
the
ain't part of my psyche. I don't
homophobia
like it.
comes in.
No, it's
No, no, no,
not.
no, no.
It's
I'm
not.
saying
It's not. It's
I'm
not.
giving other people's perspective in the argument, right? And just scrolling the comments and shit. I think that that's where people are trying to lean on to this may be homophobic. Where
so
did
what?
the change of heart
When
come from?
yo, I ain't gonna hold you because I'm tired of
I'm
this.
really so tired of that.
I ain't gonna hold you.
Not. It's just so
Yo,
annoying.
I just want everybody to know most people, most nations, most everybody around the world are heterosexual. Okay. So when it comes down to this homophobia thing and all of that, that's a tag that y'all are putting on the people for just understanding and appreciating normity, like just normalcy among human beings, bro. Like you cannot have a human species without heterosexual sex. Period. Every gay person that's walking this earth would not be here without heterosexual sex. So we're not going to make it that because what they call a heteronormative is something bad, bro. Like you can live the life that you want to live, but we're not about to behave like being heterosexual is some type of fringe alternative group. No, that's exactly how we're all here. That's what it is. So if you want to call me being somebody who's a proud heterosexual or somebody who pushes heteronormative behavior as homophobic, then I wear that as a badge. I don't give a fuck about what you people boo because I see the shit you cheer on. That's a fact.
But before
Call me
outside of that
homophobic all
point.
y'all want. I am. So what? Now what?
But no, but outside that point, no, I'm not. And I'm not
Nigga's
gonna let
crazy.
y'all but I'm not even gonna let this whole if you don't agree, you are a hate. I'm off that bullshit and I've already said it. I will argue it no matter who says it. I'll argue you till tomorrow. Just because I don't want to do it does not mean I hate you for doing it. Like, I don't know where y'all don't like the brains of the people that are trying, and that's what niggas be talking about agendas, and you wonder why the agenda gets talked. Because it's like, if I don't want to play something, doesn't mean that I'm saying that thing is bad. I just don't want to play that. I may not want to play a promiscuous woman. I may not want to play a crackhead. I may not want to play a whole bunch of damn things in my career. And if I choose not to do it, but I hate when it gets into the playing a gay man or a gay woman or something that is something that who cares? Like, first off, that what that does, if you're being honest, and this is why I hate when people in those types of spaces try to come up with something because you're clocking your own teeth. You don't want a real gay person to have the role of a gay person? Why not? Why not open the door for an openly gay male? Like, what's the guy that's killing it right now?
Damon Idris.
He ain't gay,
Nah,
nigga.
Coleman Domingo.
Coleman
Yeah, yeah,
Domingo.
yeah.
We got somebody named Coleman Domingo, a openly gay male that is killing it. A great, right? He's killing it in the industry. Why not open up doors for more people that are in those spaces and places that can have authentic experiences and talk? You get what I'm saying? Instead of this forcefulness. Same reason with the men dressing up as women in terms of like the Big Mama's house. Why not get a full figured
Yeah.
woman? You get what I'm saying?
We
Like
gonna.
they're like I
Oh, we about
hate
to talk
that
about that. You putting the
mentality.
cart before the horse, Jonah. We about to talk about
I didn't
the
know. I
dresses.
didn't know.
Go ahead, Pixie. Before we get to that.
I was going to go ahead and say, like, listen, I don't have a problem with anything anybody has said, and even if I don't agree with it, I don't really have a problem with it. My problem is that Amani isn't necessarily wrong in this situation because, let's get this straight. when he played this role, when Powell played this role, this was in the 90s, right? When there was a lot, you got paid a lot more. Let's be real. You got chosen for those roles, right? And the way that you got chosen for those roles is because a lot of people did not want to play those roles, right? So if you were gay for pay, it was because you were a smaller actor and you were trying to go ahead and get your foot in, however you could get in. So now because you got your foot in the door and you're good, now you don't want to do it? Oh, okay. Just call it that. That's it.
No, that's not what he said. He said he didn't want to do any kissing, intimate scenes and all of that because he didn't want to do that anymore. And I don't even think he said people shouldn't do it or anything like that. He said he's not doing it.
No. But then that's exactly what I'm saying. He does not want to do it anymore because it's not convenient for him anymore. That's my point.
Well,
That's what
yeah,
makes it
like
odd.
that's fine. But I'm saying the point that you're making as far as like being able to like, you're basically saying that you got to do a gay role to get into Hollywood. That's what you're
No,
like
but that's what you used to be
insinuating.
able to do in the 90s. You had
Okay,
to.
okay, okay, so what you're saying is he did that to get in, and now what is the point? What is the point of what you're saying? So he's now gotten to a level where he has the amount of years in the industry where now he can pick and choose. Is there a problem?
That's not the problem. The problem is the fact that he is acting like, oh no, I can't. It's about like, it's about my sexuality. It's like it makes me uncomfortable. It wasn't uncomfortable for you when you had to go ahead and get it out the
Yeah,
mud.
but now it does.
Oh no, man, that's very
So so
double
now
speak.
so now so now no it's not. It's not double speak. It's at one point in time I was one way and now I'm not. So
No,
now that
people
I'm
can't
not, you
change
can't
That's
that.
say,
not double
"Oh,
speak.
People can't have
you used
regrets.
to." No, it's not.
You can't.
No, it's not double speak.
Oh,
It's
so he
called
has
growth and it's called growth.
Hey,
I know
listen,
y'all don't know nothing
I
about
regret
growth
growth.
that
because
picture
what
Come
that
on,
happens
Kev
man.
is
put in the
when
fucking chat.
no,
How
hold
about
on a
that?
second. Hold on a second. So what it is if I'm in a position where I think this is what I have to do and then I come into a position to where I know I can now do what I want to do, I'm going to do what the fuck I want to do, not what I have to do. And you're not going to be a person that's going to tell me, well, because you did it before. Now, yeah,
Remember when you
that's
had
what
to do
happens.
what you
He's
had
going,
to
That's what
do?
and
happens.
then you know what? And guess what?
I know a
Uh,
lot of us don't know what it's like to be him, but when you him, I get to have the choice to say what the fuck I want to do.
and
I know
that's
a lot of y'all get to
Listen,
get told
so
directly.
back.
Like,
so the
you
whole
don't
thing
got to
is
tell me shit.
the whole thing is it doesn't make sense to me that he's going ahead and moving that way. If you want to go ahead and move that way now, just say that. And then that
He
being
He
said,
did.
did.
He literally
He
did.
did.
What the
but
And
then
that's
fuck?
what I'm talking about.
so then
This is the
my
thing.
thing
So
is,
so watch the clip instead of trying to push this
hold
narrative.
on. So then the point is that him, it being looked at as homophobia or him being looked at as in some kind of way, shape, or form, it's just negative. He got to take that critique too. It is.
No,
You
he
I'm
just
does
sorry. No,
not.
no,
said
no,
It's
it.
no,
You
not.
no.
It's
talking
not
about
homophobic.
Because
pussy.
See, and that be half of the problem with this whole conversation. And this is where I don't get what y'all be wanting. You want to have a conversation about something where someone is saying, "Hey," he starts off by saying, "I am not this. I have no issues with anything like that." But me, in terms of my choices, and he didn't just hyper fixate on that. He says, "I'm a heterosexual man. I just personally don't want to play those roles anymore. And I also am a man, probably in a loving relationship, and I don't want to play no role where I'm beating up and being super negative to women
Do
either."
y'all
He says
remember?
both.
Do y'all
But
remember?
you disregard him saying that he is mature enough to
no, I'm
know
staying
there's
on
certain roles I
topic.
don't
I'm
want to
staying on
play.
topic, which
Hold
is
on,
the
hold,
I
topic
am
hold on.
on
Wait, let me ask
topic.
y'all a
So watch
question.
the
Hold on, wait,
video.
let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all think, because we see this all the time, right? And because we are in black culture, it might be disproportionate as far as our exposure. But the agenda of putting black men in dresses, is that real or is that just, a myth as if nobody else is put
Oh,
in the
I
dress?
believe it. I just think that
I think it
I think
happens
it's
for a
real, but
minute.
I just think that a lot of, even when it comes down to a lot of cultural conversations that we have on here, period, because y'all don't be in white culture, y'all don't really know how this affects white culture at all. There have been white men who put in the dresses
Because
and
Mrs.
spoke.
Doubtfire ran off.
Check this out.
Exactly. I was just about to say the same
Yeah,
thing.
like there's white men who
so
spoke out against it too. I'm just saying, since we know of Martin and all of the other men who put on the dresses, Tyler Perry and all of them, of course we're going, that's in our backyard, so we're going to hyper fixate on that shit. You feel me? I do believe there's a weird agenda there, and I do believe that there is a lot of like gay for pay stuff going on in Hollywood, and so yeah, I definitely don't like it. But I mean, at the end of the day, we're all adults, and if that's the choice that you make as an adult, then hey, man, that's what you signed up for. But I was going to ask y'all, do y'all remember when a fan walked up on Clifton Powell and he was like, "Yo, nice to meet you, man," whatever, and then he started telling him about this weird ass scene that he was in. He's like, "Yo, you remember when you your character was about to rape this girl or something like that. And he was like, oh man, come on. And I'm like, I thought about that. Like maybe he was getting a lot of that in public where people were like, yo, son, we know you as being,
We know how people
but
are.
I'm saying
We
like,
we think Michael Ealy is evil in real life because of the roles he
that's
played.
what
We
I'm
know that the
saying.
typecasting is a
And
thing.
that's what I'm
So
saying.
maybe he wants to
When it
shy
So
comes,
away
then the
from
whole
stuff
thing
like
is,
Hold on,
that.
wait, let
so,
Hotep finish. Let Hotep finish real
yeah,
quick.
okay.
word. Like, so what I'm saying is
Oh yeah,
maybe,
word. Oh my God. Go on.
yeah. So when like, if you just imagine if for the most part of your career or a large part of your career, you've been a villain, a really bad villain. It's not like who's the other dark skinned black guy with the deep voice who plays all of the voice actors and shit like
Bokeem
that.
Woodbine or whatever his
No,
name
no.
is. That's
Well,
a villain for
not
real.
him, but I was thinking about the old guy.
Well, we don't know all the names, but go
Yeah,
ahead
yeah,
with
yeah.
it.
Him. The guy who played the Shadow Man in Tiana and the Frog and shit. Princess and the Frog. Anyway. So imagine like you going about your day and a lot of people only really recognize your face from being like evil, hateful person. And so it's like, damn, like I do want to change some of my image. Like my filmography is my filmography, but moving forward, I want to do something different. You feel me? So that's what I think. Like, and so I really don't understand how anybody can even have a problem with this, including Imani. I think Imani was trying to get a gotcha moment and he failed
Mm-hmm.
at it. But I really don't understand how anybody, including Pixie and everybody else,
It's the same, yeah.
like,
It's the same, but it's the same reason why, Imani in at a certain point in time in his music career would say something in certain music that he doesn't ascribe to now. But it doesn't mean that you say, "Oh, you said it then." It's
especially
like,
for a
yeah,
nigga that
I wasn't
apologizes every other podcast. Like,
here you go. Here you go. I knew you was about to go there. But my point is just, it just gets nasty because if Denzel, let's just say, for example, Denzel Washington is known for like Training Day or maybe like gangster films. He played Frank Lucas and da da da. If he were to say, you know what, I'm older now, I feel like I could be playing more like fatherly figures.
And he
I'm done
did
playing the
highest to lowest
gangster.
recently, and it's fucking
Can I
ass.
finish? Thank you. So when we're talking about that, there is absolute, and the thing about it is it just, it gets into these weird moments where we're trying to prove a point that if what to be cut off and say he did, then exactly what he did, we had no problem with, and we shouldn't have a problem with Clifton Power either, because it's a choice as an actor to not play a role or a stereotype or anything that he does not want to play in the going forward in his career. But we try to hyperfixate to prove a point and call out some sort of character flaw because that's the type of stuff that y'all like to do.
I would like to see the whole clip or how they got Art has very good interviews. I'm not gonna lie. He went on a run with Keefe D. But I would like to see this whole clip or the whole interview because I think it's odd. How did we get to this topic? How did we get to talking about gay people in this interview? And so
See, you
that
see the title says something about Wayne Perry. Did you not see that? It says Clifton Powell are rejecting a role to play a gay gangster and
yeah,
passing on
but
portraying
in
Wayne
the
Perry
clip,
because he was bi. The
but
art of
in the
dialogue talks
clip,
about stuff
Wayne
like
Wayne
Perry
that.
Perry was
was
gay?
yeah. They said he was
Oh,
listen.
no.
Bi.
Listen, but in the
It's right
clip they
there.
talk about Wayne Perry last in that clip. Like they were talking
Okay,
about
but
gay shit first.
but you know who the art of dialogue is about. I mean, we know what they do. They talk about a lot of like music type, like, so clearly if he's there, it's we. I mean, have you seen an art of dialogue? I'm not just saying it like, you know, to be
No, I
funny.
just said Art got quality. I
But
subscribe to Art.
you know what I'm saying? Like they do, you know what I'm saying, Rashad? Like they'll do things that try to refer to like cultural points
Yeah, so I
with
think that
in certain
what I'm
angles.
saying is for homosexual roles to even be brought up in this conversation, that also plays into the maybe homophobic trope, because how did we even get here for you to want to make that point? I don't necessarily think that you have to come out and say, hey guys, I'm done doing this, right? For you to just be done doing it. So for us for it to even have a conversation, like, where did this come from type shit. So I think that that's a lot of what people are leaning into. One, why are you trying to make this a stance so publicly? And then two,
Because
what has
I
changed?
can, and the problem is all y'all got is offensive spirits. All y'all look for is shit to be mad at, because the man is talking about his career, and that's not the only thing he said, but that's the only thing you hyperfixate on, because the main thing a lot of people like to do is to try to find a way to make another black man a homophobic individual. You want to find problematic bullshit in every little thing, and the man wasn't even saying it in no disrespectful way. So niggas can't, y'all want to normalize shit, but then when it's normalized enough for us to talk about it, now all of a sudden it's not normalized and we should be sensitive.
Yeah, they want to be a
Like
protected
miss
class
me
forever.
with that shit. It don't make no sense. You either want it normalized, and the thing I just said was exactly what I said. You should not want no straight niggas playing homophobic characters. I mean, gay characters. You should want the doors to be open to make it acceptable for more gay actors that are great actors to have roles that align with their lifestyle. What is wrong with that? You want more representation, right? But then you want to fight for niggas to cosplay as gay niggas. And if they don't play it right, you don't know the gay experience. Miss me with this shit. All y'all like to do is sit up here and be offended for a living. I'm off it. Y'all got to get the fuck away. Get to it. Get these gay niggas in some acting classes because they are the ones that can pull from
Get
the
these gay
experience
niggas.
better. I'm
No,
dead
that
ass
is a good
serious.
point because we do
Like
say
that's what
that
I'm talking
when
about. Get some more
we say
representation.
that when white people like the Prince of Egypt, what's that movie, The King of Egypt or some shit, when they had
Yeah, they had
all
exactly. They
them
had
white folks, like where the niggas
yeah,
at?
exactly. That's
Yeah,
my point. And
that
if we want
that
to,
is
if we
true.
want things more normalized, then let's normalize things by giving the people in those. Like it would be amazing. Like first off, let me use an example. Right there, y'all. Most people know of. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people know of T.S. Madison. Right. T.S. Madison is a transgender person that is becoming very, very popular. She's on RuPaul's Drag Race. She's she's getting a lot of accolades as being the first trans person to play certain things. And guess what Tyler Perry did? In a film where there was a trans person, he hired a trans person, right? So my point is, you should want, if you're looking to promote and support any communities with a segmented group of population that does not get represented, you should want more of those people to get opportunities to represent themselves. That is true allyship. But y'all sitting here trying to scream and holler about homophobia and wanting niggas to play things that they're uncomfortable playing instead of allowing somebody that understands the nuance of being a gay man to play a gay role. I don't get it. It's giving offensive lifestyle and I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it.
Go ahead,
I
Pixie.
said
Then we
all of
got
the
Kyra, and then
time,
we got
niggas
Torin.
be offended by
My
everything
my
and
my only
ashamed of
point
nothing.
my only point is because I'm not mad at him. He could do whatever he wants to at this point. It's the fact because it comes off as like Doko mentioned in the comments as opportunist. That's what it comes off as, and it comes off as inauthentic. So that's where it comes off as that. So I could understand. That's why I'm saying do whatever you
I
want,
think you
but
just
understand
saying
that it's
that.
going to come with critique. Come on, stop. It's going to come with critique. And that's the critique that people are having on him. It comes off as inauthentic. Well, we don't understand. You were doing all these roles throughout your entire life. Now, all of a sudden, this is what you want to do. And for the record, with Denzel, he just did Highest to Lowest, which is a dad role. And it's very cuddly and everything like that. And guess what? Check on Rotten Tomatoes how good it is. Terrible.
So what the fuck? What the fuck is
I
that
mean, he an
point
I ain't
old
gonna
proving?
nigga,
lie.
We
so
know that already. But
When you say
he also just paid 3 years of what's the one where he was just doing the acting shit? 3 years of the same fucking role where he's still shooting guns and trying to be an action star. So what are we talking
I
okay,
about?
understand that, but I'm
yeah,
the
saying,
transporter.
I
Oh,
like
not
my
the
Denzel
transporter.
shooting niggas though. I ain't gonna.
me too, but my thing is
Yeah, like
I'm explaining, no, and I'm explaining the perception of it. I'm not telling you about, I
And
really
that's the
don't
reason
care.
why I wanted you. Like you keep saying it comes off a particular way. Please, just it's like fuck how it comes off. What do you actually feel about what he said?
I literally said, I don't care. I really don't care. I'm arguing the point that I could see the argument that it
okay.
comes off as opportunist. I do
Hold
agree
How?
that,
If he played
listen,
this role 35 years ago, how is what opportunity is he looking for? Like, what do you mean?
because he wasn't a gay man and he played a gay man to get his foot in the door into
But I
Hollywood
promise y'all, we
because
don't know him for that gay ass role.
So I'm
Promise
like,
you,
what are you
Yeah,
we
I don't
know
talking
even
him
know
for
what
about?
movie that
Pinky.
is.
So
Hold on, wait,
we
but we
gotta
need.
stop.
Hold
We
on,
act
wait,
like
we
that.
need. We
But
need
this
Lucky.
but
no,
regardless of the
stop it.
fact
Hold
that's
on,
in,
1 second, 1 second, 1 second. We need Lucky up here because he played Tupac. I want to see
No,
what
stop.
Lucky got going on. Lucky, bring your ass up here, nigga.
Yo, first
I want to
off,
hear what
Jesus
you
you
got to
Christ.
gonna
say.
stop playing with Lucky's head top because he auditioned to play Tupac. Y'all gonna stop playing with him.
Lucky, I want to hear what you got to say about this, fam. Real shit though. Go ahead, Kyra, and then we got Torin in Memphis.
I'm not gonna be up for too long. So I didn't watch the whole clip. I just saw what it said and whatever, and I jumped out the window. Because Clifton Powell is a phenomenal actor. I do want to say that he's a phenomenal actor, no matter what he does. Two, Jonay is right. there should not be no straight person playing any role that is casted for a gay person or a transgender person. Because there are plenty of transgender and gay people actors out here. Like there was at a point where Scarlett Johansson auditioned to play a transgender role and she got ate up by the transgender community because they were like, why? Why are you doing this? Why do you feel the need to go for this role? And her answer was because I'm an actor and I'm trying to bring light to your community. And it's like, no, you don't need to do that when a transgender person can play this role. I get what he's saying. That's one, and I'm not mad about what he's saying. I just think that at the end of the day, I'm not that, I'm not part of the community who gets outraged about shit because I don't really care about what nobody thinks. Um, he's not wrong. He's not. If he wants to change his mind and change his style on acting, he's allowed to do that. If he doesn't want to play a preacher who was beating and raping a woman, no more than that's fine. If he doesn't want to play a role of being gay or being a pimp, that's fine. Like you can play whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. Because guess why? You're a thespian. It's acting. It's not real life. It's not. But if it's coming off in your real life and people walking up to you saying the stuff that they're saying to you, then yeah, change it. It's the same thing with Monique and Precious. People literally hated Monique because of Precious. People till this day still hate Danny Glover because of Color Purple.
Right. But
Danny
Kyra,
Glover has played,
do we remember the pushback that they gave Zoe Saldana for putting blackface on to play Nina Simone instead of just hiring a
and
dark
I
skinned black woman that looks like
exactly,
Nina Simone?
and
So
exactly, and
like
I
and
hated,
so
and I hated that because
Zoe had a point that, okay, I understand and I will not try to do this moving forward because it doesn't make sense. There should be more doors open for those people that look like that.
But what if you a
right, but I think,
director
but wait,
and you
hold on,
trying
but
to
wait,
sell
Rashad, let me.
tickets?
Right, but Rashad also donated to kind of give you a little pushback. That's not the first role she has played as a black woman too, and I think
No,
that
I'm
some
not
people
saying
were
it
kind of
was.
mad at her.
I'm saying the
Oh,
theme
okay,
tone.
yeah, because I was like, yeah, oh yeah, like it was like
Yeah.
it was tone deaf as fuck for her to do that, but also like that was your second black role that you played, and you're not black. You get what I'm saying? Like, so it's like there is plenty of room for plenty of people. This man is in his 50s. If he wants to change, let him change. Who gives a shit? Nobody cares. Like, we don't give a.
Hold on. What if, like I said, what if you are a director and you trying to get butts in the seats or streams or whatever? And yes, there are a lot of gay and trans actors out this motherfucker, but y'all don't know these niggas. So if I put them on the bill, y'all ain't gonna come watch this shit. So let me get a Clifton Powell because you know this nigga and see if he gonna go for it. What about that
That's
mindset?
no, because can I answer that real quick? Because
Well,
Coleman Domingo,
then
we
it
didn't
sounds
know.
like the actor. I mean, it sounds like the directors in them are the ones that are the opportunists, not the actor.
Exactly. Right.
I
And
don't want
also
y'all
to
getting
that
tripped
point,
up because Doko a troll. That's my
and
brother. I
also
know what
to,
he doing down there.
but also to that point, a lot of us didn't know who Coleman Domingo was until we watched Euphoria. I didn't know that
Thank
man was
you.
gay.
He had to get an
I didn't know.
he had to
I
get an
didn't know that
opportunity.
he had a good opportunity. I didn't know that man was gay. I just I didn't. I just knew he was a nice looking man who played a fantastic role. So when he started getting more roles after Euphoria, and that's not to say Euphoria is his first role, but that I think that was his first major role.
It wasn't.
So when you watch that show, you're like, oh, this man is fantastic. Then he starts getting more shows, more movies, more this, more that. That's what happens, Rashad. Like these directors, you have to put these lesser known actors. Nobody didn't always know who the fuck Brad Pitt was. When Brad Pitt played in a movie with Robin Williams in oh my god, what is that movie he played in? Carpe Diem, I can't think of it, or Good Will Hunting. He played in a movie and nobody knew who he was, and Brad Pitt blew up.
Brad
It was
Pitt
either
is a
Brad Pitt
child actor. He's been
Yeah,
acting.
I think.
like,
Hold on,
yeah,
we
I
go.
mean,
Let's
he
get
was a
to
child actor, but like I'm saying, like he's saying it's putting like money, like butts in the seats.
Yeah,
Like,
I think
yeah,
that there's a maybe. I'm not a motherfucking director. I don't know the ins and outs. That's why we got the expert Lucky up here. Fist in the air for Lucky. What I think is that it might be more pressure than what people think and feel when it comes to directing and trying to sell something. You got all these investors and shit like that. So can Clifton Powell take a stance and say, I ain't doing that shit? Cool. That's your prerogative. But when it comes to the opportunist side, I don't, I think it's 50-50. It's the director and it's the actor. right? Because I need this opportunity. I need a face so I can sell this motherfucking movie.
Let me
Because
break it.
Lord
Let me,
knows if a movie come out and
Rashad.
y'all niggas don't know who the fuck it is, y'all ain't watching it. And so
That's not
now
Rashad,
I
let
need
me
a
break
true.
it.
return.
Rashad,
But that's not true.
let me break it down. So there's a producer's, I can't remember the technical term off the top of my head, but when you package, it's a package, it's the film package. When you package a film product, you typically want to package your film with the ideal actor that you want to play XYZ role. So in the early 90s, for example, black directors got bigger budgets when they had blockbuster actors or hip hop artists. That's why a lot of hip hop artists became actors, because it gave opportunities to Hughes brothers, to John Singleton, to have a Ice Cube or Tupac or Janet Jackson. That meant that the budget was opened up for them to be able to say, all right, you got Ice Cube, you got Janet Jackson and Tupac in XYZ project, so we gonna give you $1 million. In fact, that was one of Tupac's biggest gripes with the Hughes brothers, was the fact that he was cast in Minister Society that opened their budget up, and then the nigga got to the table read, didn't like his character, and them motherfuckers was like, you know what? We're not gonna use you as the actor no more, and we gonna tarnish your name, which was what led to their beef long term. Was they used him to prop up their career, more or less. Not that he had an issue with it, it's just how they went about it. But this is how directors and producers go about any film that they package. One of my old heads that used to date Oprah, he would share with me all these old package deals of actors that came to her, basically saying, this is my ABC list actor that I possibly want to play this role in this spec script that I've created. And so, yeah, the producers, the directors are being opportunistic, but the actors are as well. So, I have friends that are acting, either active or not, that have attempted to curate their career in such a manner where they won't take any old role. They won't do any old commercial, because that impacts what they possibly can be able to negotiate for the next opportunity. And whether or not they can say, I brought seats to the theaters, give me a producer credit or give me a back end credit. Those things impact, they bottom line, they money. Now, when it comes to this whole thing about playing who you are, or the types of characters, whether they're who they are and what the character has to do in the project, that's a different subject. And I don't like the way that Clifton Powell approached it. Assuming that he is a true thespian, I would have preferred him approaching that conversation from the standpoint of being able to say something along the lines of, I'm a thespian, I'm a method actor, and quite frankly, I don't feel comfortably going to that place spiritually, because it will require me to do things that I'm just personally uncomfortable
He
with.
did say that. He
So
just
you
He
don't
didn't.
didn't
like
He
say
the way
that.
just
another
so
nigga
he
talk.
said it. So just the way he didn't
So
say spiritually.
he
So
ain't
because he
say
didn't say
spiritual, because
spiritually,
it is a
he did.
spiritual,
Okay, but
it's
he
a
don't have to say
spiritual journey.
spiritually because that's what he said.
I mean, but it is a spiritual, it
I
is, and
understand, but he
yeah.
doesn't have to say spiritual for that to be what that's literally almost verbatim what he said.
So I would never, if that's literally what he said, I don't have an issue with what he said. As an actor, going even beyond that, if the personal aspect aside, stage acting even, you want to be able to include everybody. You want to have people from all walks of life, hues and colors, disability, ability to be able to be in a production. I've watched whole motherfucking Shakespeare productions where everyone was was deaf, and we as the audience had an interpreter where the voice actors was interpreting what they was doing with their hands.
I
So
ain't gonna lie, I ain't going to that. I ain't going.
it was dope, because it was it was Macbeth. I think it was the Curse play, and they based in the Curse play. If you're not familiar with it, Macbeth. It's a
We
lot of
don't need the rundown, Lucky.
it's just a lot of action sequences, a lot of fight
Nah, you
scenes.
asked for it. No, this is what you
You
asked for.
did
Go ahead,
ask
No, I
for
didn't
it,
go
need the
ahead,
rundown for
and
that.
go
I
ahead,
want to know how you
Lucky.
felt
let
about
me
Clifton
segue. I'm
Yeah,
Powell.
about to
True
segue off of this.
thespian.
you know how Lucky get down. Go ahead,
Matter of
Lucky.
fact, that's the name of the
I'm
space.
about
True
to
thespian.
segue. I'm about to segue off of this. So Macbeth, if you haven't seen it, it's on Apple TV. But and starring Denzel Washington. And I don't know if anybody's seen his latest film. I haven't. I'm curious to know everybody's thoughts on it if you have.
Lucky, we ain't on that shit, man. We talk. You see the topic up here? I appreciate the
You
insight.
already knew, but Lucky, thanks for the segue, because I'm gonna just say this. So Rashad, I
Hold
would
on,
recommend.
wait. Let's get to Torin real
I'm
quick,
sorry.
because
I'm
Torin had his
sorry.
hand up for a grip.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Torin. What's the word? Torin, if you're talking, we can't hear you. Mike got to drop down and come back up.
While Torin is figuring it out, I'm gonna just say really quick, for anybody that has certain perspectives about Black Hollywood and Black actors and actresses, I would say please go, if you have access to Apple TV, watch number one on the call sheet. It's a documentary that came out with some of the top Black male and female actors in Hollywood, and they talk about subjects just like this when it comes to wanting to be highly placed on the call sheet, meaning having access, more camera time, access to films, money, et cetera, and some of the typecasting that happens and the struggles that they face. Like, some of these things are typecasted things where they did not have the power nor the freedom to choose in certain phases of their career, because Black actors are a extremely small minority. I know we watch nigga films, but please understand it's a small minority. So they also, if it's a small minority getting films and then there's a smaller minority actually getting booked, then understand when they're getting booked, it's a small minority of roles where you get to have the picks and chooses. Clifton Powell is at a place in his career, he has the choice. That's simply what it is. It doesn't mean that somebody has to be some sort of opportunist. Literally, when you're an actor and you love, as Lucky said, a thespian, and you're trying to find your way, you may try things. You feel, okay, this was not good. I did not like the place I had to go with this particular role, no matter the role. I just think when it gets into this particular conversation about femininity and men and or maybe gay or whatever lifestyles that people depict in film, I don't see it no different than, like I said, playing something extreme to your current stance. We've seen, now I'm gonna be honest with you now, Rashad, have we not heard people talk about what happened with Heath Ledger?
That nigga got into it, man.
Okay. So if we gonna talk about this, I want us to make sure that we are consistent and not just picking and choosing to make points because we want to get off our narratives. There's a lot of actors that get into the business, male, white and Black, that say, I don't like to go to certain places with certain roles, so I don't take them. I've heard a lot of people, even female actors, say the same thing. So I just I don't shame Clifton for having the freedom to do this.
Yeah,
Go
Michael
ahead,
B.
Torin.
Jordan.
Hold on, wait, Lucky. Go ahead, Torin.
What's up? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. How you feeling?
Good, man. Good. Excellent conversation, man. I just want to be real quick. I think something that we have to look at is that Black actors very rarely get the freedom to be able to choose the roles the same way that other people do. I don't know if some of y'all may be familiar
You
with
breaking up, Torin.
named Neil. How about now? Is that better?
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, you good.
Okay. There's an actor named Neil McDonough. He's a white guy. I'm in the library. There's a white guy. He was in Band of Brothers, and he has a contract written into his contract that says, I will not kiss any woman who's not my wife. And he got a lot of ridicule of that by Hollywood, but he eventually ended up finding producers that were willing to work with him, and he has a really successful career. Like I say, he was on a bunch of HBO shows. He's basically the guy that plays the cop or the Fed in every movie that comes out. He was the dude, I think, that was in the Billie Holiday movie. And here's the thing, an actor absolutely has the right to refuse any role that he or she feels uncomfortable with. But it's just kind of funny that if a Black actor, especially a Black male, says that I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this particular role, then it automatically becomes a judgment on his character, and it also becomes a judgment on his work. Because we got women actors now, especially in the wake of Me Too, that say they don't feel comfortable doing sex scenes or love scenes, and nobody questions that. If he doesn't feel like he wants to do that, that is entirely his right to do that. I don't think he denigrated anybody, and I think a lot of people are projecting their own feelings on what he said. And like the other sister who said beforehand, there are actors who are gay, lesbian, or transgender who are actually good actors. And that's another thing that we're not talking about too. If you are a good actor, that should be the sufficient, and that should be the main criteria no matter what you identify as. And just because you may be transgender, you might suck. You know what I mean? You could be a straight actor and
It
suck
was a
ass. You
lot of
see movies
jokes
all
off
the time.
that one. I'm not gonna lie, it just ran through my head. Go ahead, Torres.
Yeah, that's send all cars and letters to Rashad. That ain't me. So I'm just saying, it depends on what you're looking for. And there's a lot of gay actors who've done straight roles. The white guy, Rupert Everett, that was in My Best Friend's Wedding, he's gay, but he played Julia Roberts' love interest. People don't really think about it that deep. And also there's black actors who have done it as well. People make fun of like Holiday Heart, the movie with Ving Rhames, where he played a transgender. This dude built like Suge Knight, but he played a good ass role doing that shit. It wasn't because of who he is, it's because it was a good role. And I think people just got so caught up in this idea that because somebody is an actor and they identify with their role so much that they assume that everything they play has to absolutely go along with what they do. And I think people just got to really grow up, and they got to give black actors the freedom of choice that they give everybody else. That's all.